So I got something nice coming up for an inspection. You hear that? Sounds good, don't it? And we have a 2023 Corvette. Like it? I love when I get one of these as a trade-in or as a purchase. Very nice car, very fun to drive, especially with the black on black. I mean, come on, black on black. You just can't go wrong with the black on black. Just can't go wrong with that black on black. It looks really nice. I mean, the interior wouldn't be my choice because it's a very light interior. As you can see, it's a gray interior, which makes it a bit difficult to keep clean. But you know, if you're a person that's gonna always be dappered down or, you know, well dressed, when you step out in this, then I guess you wouldn't have a problem. But I feel like anything blue, anything colored, when you get in and out of this car, man, it's gonna leave it all over the seat. But that's just me. I prefer black with black interior. But don't get me wrong, it looks very nice to have that grayish white looking interior. Give y'all a look at the dash. This is actually a T-top. It's not convertible. It's not convertible, of course, but it's T-top. See? T-top. Still gotta, you know, take this off, make sure this comes on and off properly. Back and go ahead and fix the T-top. Okay, right now I have, it's a 2020. Not 2020, sorry about that. It's actually a 2023. Has about 11,000 miles on it. I mean, normally when we get these cars as a trade-in, they're fairly low on miles, fairly brand new, fairly used. So, you know, 11,000 miles on a 2023 most likely won't need anything but an oil change. But sometimes if it's all highway miles, it'll tend to run the tires pretty low. So it really just depends on how it was driven. Pretty much. I'm trying to find my tire depth gauge, and it's missing, so I'm gonna cut this and come back. Alright, so I left it on my desk, so go ahead and check the 7:30 seconds. Fairly good. This one is about in between 6 and 7:30 seconds, but still good. Go ahead and open up the trunk, take a look inside. See the motor with the red top. You can actually, when you're ordering it, you can actually get these in different spoiler here don't normally come on most of these Corvettes. I think this is I think the 3LTs or the 2LT, because the 1LT is the cheapest you can get. I think it's the 2 or the 3. I believe it's the 3 that, I mean, either way you can request it as an option upgrade, but I think they come on the Z06s and the 3LTs. But anyways, check these rear tires on this side, on the passenger side. Same thing, about 6, 7. So I'm gonna give it 6. I'm not gonna go with the highest. I'm gonna go with the lowest. The brakes are good. It has 2 sets. I don't know if y'all see that. This here, and then we have this one here. This one works with the emergency brake, but it also works with the brake system during heavy braking, especially when you have it in like track mode or Z mode. The front and the rears, well, mostly the rears. The front has a 6-piston caliper. So the rear has 2 sets. And on this side, it's about, I'll say it's probably about 6 all around, to be honest. 6, 7. So, take it on the road. For the most part. See how it drives. Make sure there's no brake pulsation. A lot of these sports cars or high-end cars that I've driven over the years, M3s, AMGs, Lamborghinis and Bentleys and all those high-end vehicles, they tend to pulsate. I don't know why. The brake pads will be brand new, the car will have low miles, but it just pulsates every time. I think it's a sports car thing, because I've had a couple sports cars in my lifetime. I've had the Alfa Romeo 4C, the small coupe that looks like a Lotus. I've had a Z06 Corvette. Both of those cars just squeaked. Brand new brake pads, but just squeak, 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 squeak. Maserati, Ghibli. A lot of these cars, you know, they just, for some reason, I don't know if it's because of the way people drive them, the heavy braking. When they slam them, they don't apply the brakes subtly, they just smash the brakes, because that's what normally would cause that type of wear or issue. Heavy driving, 2-foot driving, whatever, run down the pads really. But yeah, I'm gonna let you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let you take a look at the cluster. I mean, the cluster is really nice too. It's really nice. It does have GPS, of course. It's a Corvette. If you're gonna buy a Corvette for the money you spent, at least you could give a person this GPS, right? But yeah, you know, you have the Z mode button right here. You press this and it goes into Z mode. Changes everything. Everything changes. The driving, the handling, the response, everything. Like I said, with such low miles, 11,000 miles, it's really not much it would need. It's a Corvette. Oil change, you know. I don't know if y'all see that. It actually has a camera for the rear view mirror, so that's pretty dope. Live view of your rear view. But yeah, overall it's a nice car. Common issues that I've seen with these Corvettes though, they leak water. That's really it that I've seen as a common problem. Water getting into the vehicle. I mean, all these Corvettes come either T-top or convertible. Me personally, I'm not a fan. I like them for the look, but to own it, nah. And when I say to own it, I don't mean owning a Corvette. I mean own, because don't get me wrong, when I had my Z06, I love it. I mean, I only got rid of it because the price was right, you know. So that's that. But what I'm getting at is, in just, you know, quote, convertibles and T-tops, they're nice, but when they're starting to leak, they become a real pain. And it becomes a problem, you know, just, you know, trying to locate the leak, trying to figure out the leak and, you know, take care of it. It's a process. That becomes annoying, and then you're spending all this money on a car. You don't want to have to deal with that, you know. You don't want to deal with water leaking into your vehicle. So that means like you're buying a vehicle that has to be garage kept. Not saying that all of them have that issue. No, it's not all of them, of course, but you know, the common thing is that you know, water leaks. And you know, that causes, you know, water leaks lead to electrical problems, your car smelling funny. So I mean, overall they're good cars. It's a Corvette, what you expect. But, you know, to deal with water leaks or knowing that you're buying almost $100,000 car and you have to keep it in a garage, which I understand. If you are buying a $100,000 car, why wouldn't you want to keep it in a garage? But what if you just washed it and you wanted to sit outside a couple of days? You know, it looks good in front of the house. It complements the house. I mean, I understand having a garage, you know, and parking in the garage. I mean, that's a great option. You know, if I could park my cars in the garage, I would. No problem. But what if you can't? What if you live in like a townhome or a condo where you don't have garages and you just, you know, not saying that you're screwed or anything, but, you know, there's a possibility that you can have water leaks issues, you know. As far as the motor and the powertrain goes, I mean, since these new C8s came out, I've only seen like 2 probably getting a motor swap. Other than that, just been mainly coming in for, you know, water issues. A couple minor recalls on them since they came out, but nothing severe. Even on this test drive, car drives good. Like I said, it's 11,000 miles. It's basically brand new. So I didn't really anticipate anything other than, you know, your typical brake pulsation. Or, you know, probably an alignment because, you know, hitting curbs, potholes. Then I would say, okay, you know, probably needs an alignment. Because that's the only time I would say, like, something with this low miles, the common thing it would need is like a tire balance, an oil change, or an alignment due to, you know, just regular driving. Tire balance could have been just from wheel weights falling off, you hitting curbs, you dropping in potholes. That'll cause, you know, to throw off your balance because, you know, sometimes the weight fall off, or it just causes, you know, those type of issues. Brake pulsation, like I said, even if you bought this car, drove it a few times and let it sit, from it just sitting and you not driving it a lot, it can have a brake pulsation. Sometimes it's just, you know, rotor buildup and it'll burn off eventually, but sometimes it doesn't. And you have to lead into, you know, replacing rotors just to get rid of pulsation and the squeaky sound. Because sometimes that comes from, you know, glazed rotors or just grooved out rotors, warped rotors, you know, dirt get trapped in the grooves, or, you know, glazed rotors where it doesn't have a frictional surface. It's been glazed, heated, overheated. So yeah, I'm pulling back into the dealer. This one was a little longer because it's a Corvette, what you expect. But yep, be back with the next car.